Good evening. This is the Robert Michaels coming to you with another video. This video I'd like to discuss was my time that I had with actually a strange encounter with animals that have crossed my path over the years. For some reason, I had animals crossing my path, especially um, early mornings or while I was driving. I don't understand it, and maybe people out there could give me some clarity on why this has happened over the course of the years that I've been praying and serving God. I remember I was in a place in the northwest province of South Africa. Early morning hours, was about 3 a.m. I was going home. The road was very dark, no lights, pitch black. And as I drove, I was just about picking up speed. And suddenly, just before me was a donkey. I just applied my brakes and almost hitting a donkey, but I managed to swerve out of the way without me or the donkey being hurt. The other incident I had was an eland, or an eland as you call it, the one with the long, sharp, pointy horns. I was driving on a dusty road. Also, it was late at night, 2, 3 in the morning, I could say. Very dark, dusty road. When suddenly I saw these two huge elands in the middle of the road. Again, I applied the brakes and managed to stop dead in front of them. If I just went a little bit faster, I could have hit them full on, killing them and probably injuring or killing myself. Again, at another one time, I was driving on a road, also in the same area. As I was driving, I was going normal speed, and suddenly from nowhere, a boy just ran out of the bushes and ran across the street, and I was inches from hitting him and killing him. I remember how it startled me and how shocked I was, because who would want to kill or hurt a young little boy like that? I again had another incident at a place that I worked in the power station. Early one morning while going to work, I entered the power station, and as I'm driving towards the place of work, I just was encountered with many Springboks. A whole posse or a whole group of Springboks just ran across the road with great speed, just inches in front of my vehicle. And if I just went a little bit faster, they could have hit or crashed through my window. Again, I could have been injured or hurt. I again had another encounter with pigs, again early in the morning in a place called Middelburg. I used to pick up some co-workers whilst going to work, and for some reason 2 or 3 times I would have this black pig cross my path, and I couldn't understand why. It happened about 3 times. As I'm going to collect my co-workers, this black pig would just cross my path. And this continued to happen in another place called Middelburg. I was going to the supermarket with my son, some of his friends, when suddenly I saw in the distance a black cat, and my son noticed it as well. But as we came towards the cat, it just disappeared like a puff of smoke, and it was gone. And my son said, "Dad, did you see that cat?" I said, "Yes, I saw it. It just disappeared." In the same area, I was going to work again one morning because I used to wake up very early, about 4 o'clock, because I worked more than 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers away from where I lived. So I would wake up early to go to work. And that morning, as I came out of my house, it was still pitch black outside. I saw this huge bird on my roof. It was a huge bird. I just saw the feathers, and as I came out, I just saw the bird flying off my roof, and it was gone. I could not believe that bird was so big. It could have been an owl probably, I'm not too sure, but it was extremely huge. Its feather span was quite big, very big, and again it startled me like always. Going again, another incident, another time I was on my way to, that was in Durban, in KwaZulu-Natal, when I was on my way to the casino. It was again quite early in the morning. I was with my friends, when again suddenly we stopped in the middle of the road, only to find this big owl staring at us. I applied the brakes again and jammed dead in front of this owl. I remember just opened its huge wings and it flew off. I could have hit it and it could have injured me and my co-workers and my co-friends and my friends I was with at the time. Again, another incident I had was in Richards Bay. I was with a friend I was working with. We were on our way to the movies when suddenly a swarm of bees approached us. I was walking ahead, and he was a few seconds behind me. I remember the bees all passed me and they attacked him. He ran for his life, obviously, because the whole swarm of bees was on him, stinging him, and he ran for his life. But it was so funny that I was ahead and I felt they should have attacked me first, but for some reason or the other, they chose him and not me. And the last incident I had was with a snake. Me and my wife was on holiday in a place called Abaha. We were on holiday and we were visiting this ancient village, when suddenly as we walked, I was also again ahead of her. She was a little bit behind me. Suddenly I saw this snake slithering down with quite aggressive speed. I remember how I shouted at my wife, "Snake!" and we just pulled back, and obviously, if there's a snake, there's going to be a reaction. My wife did react by screaming. I tried to defend it best I could, but luckily for us, there was an escape route for the snake, and it chose the escape route down into a little crevice or a little hole that was there. It went into the hole. So these were the experiences I had with animals that I encountered during my walk with the Lord. There was one more that I didn't mention, and that was when I was also in a place called Middelburg with my sister, when a huge bull, very big bull, just ran from the field into our path, and it just stood in the middle of the vehicle. I again applied brakes, almost hitting it. And I remember how it turned around with its huge horns, and it looked at us, and it walked off. So these were very strange encounters I had over a period of time that I'm serving the Lord, and I couldn't understand why I was having these encounters with animals of different types that crossed my path. And on every occasion, I narrowly missed them, and if I did hit or hurt them, it could have been a tragedy for me and my passengers at the time. It could have been loss of life, damage to our vehicles. So once again, I want to give thanks to the Lord. I want to thank Him for those many times that He's been there that He's protected us. And always when we leave, when we take a journey, we always bow down and we pray and we ask God for guidance and protection, because we know we need it along the journey. So I urge you, always when traveling, first report to the Lord in prayer. Ask for safety, ask for guidance, because you know not what you'd meet along the road. And this is what I wanted to bring to you. And God is gracious, God is kind, God is a protector. So whenever you're taking a journey, whenever you're traveling, remember the Lord. Don't put Him in the boot of your vehicle. Allow Him to be the one to steer the vehicle, to drive the vehicle. As I always pray, I always ask God to take hold of my steering wheel, to take hold of my brake, and to be the driver of my vehicle and not me. So I wanted just to bring this to you, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for listening. Thank you. And God bless you. Bye.